soundtrack.
Welcome back. I notice I say it in threes every week. Like I was looking at old videos and I say, welcome back in threes. This is another episode of Thought OPPS. Which episode? Is it 15? Mm-hmm. Oh, I got it right this week. Episode 15. Because you always like, oh, you get an episode wrong. But I mean, we're going to still do this like an episode 157.
Keep our mouth shut sometimes.
Okay, but yeah, episode 15 of Thought OPPS. I'm here. I'm still Biz. Like, share, and subscribe to Thought OPPS. My name is going to be at the top. Last week, the names, we had a little technical difficulties with the editing, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I have my co-host to the right of me. Yeah, the right. I had to see which hand it was.
You learned that in kindergarten,
yeah, to the right of me. I have my co-host to the right of me, and we have a guest today. My co-host, go ahead and introduce yourself.
EJ Briggs. You'll see all my credentials up top in the description. All that good stuff. No need for no long introduction.
Okay, and we have a guest with us today, an educator, a trainer, and also a entrepreneur.
You think so?
I wasn't gonna say entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur
Negro, but entrepreneur. I was making that word up.
Put the word up here.
Yeah, Chante, and say your Instagram too, and say your whatever.
Chante Spencer, Flow Fit Nutrition.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have her, all her credentials up here too. So.
Yeah, and we always discuss our week. My week was kind of like, it was a lot going on this week. A lot going on, like learning things and learning, like having like moments of like understanding life and understanding relationships with other people. So not even so much self-reflection, just reflection on understanding relationships with other people and how the relationships with other people actually affect your relationships with other people. So your relationship, like let's say your relationship with your parents affect your relationship with your spouse, or let's say your relationship. Those relationships actually do affect each other because you learn so many things from different people that you bring those things into different relationships with other people.
I guess. I mean, I know how to. I don't know. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, because
I ain't gonna throw nobody up under.
Because he always do that. He always say I. Like he never say, like, I feel like you limit yourself if you could never look at life.
If I want to limit myself, let me limit myself.
You shouldn't. You got to look at everything as like broad. And look at everybody else's experience because you can learn from.
I won't be narrow-minded.
Okay, Mr. Akron, go ahead, Sean.
I don't know. My week was, even though I'm off for the summer, it's still busy. I end up still having something to do, especially with a teenage daughter who plays volleyball. So I'm always taking her to either a scrimmage, a tournament, a practice. Then she works. So it's all really about my soon-to-be senior.
I thought you were about to say your soon-to-be husband.
Senior in high school.
Oh, your daughter. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, you a nice-looking young lady. It wouldn't be too far-fetched to say that,
Mr. Thirsty Box, that dude still giving out compliments? What?
Thirsty Box of it.
I was waiting for a negative to come.
Oh, no.
See, that's what I'm saying, because he always...
He started it off, then it was like...
It ain't just me, you always throwing them...
It's almost like but...
Yeah, I do comedy, so why would...
Yeah, I was just waiting.
I'm just saying, but it's kind of like... But I do, like to dish it and throw it, but don't like people talking about me. But go ahead. You were saying, what else about you? Did you talk about your week yet?
No, I ain't get a chance to.
Oh, go ahead. Talk about your week.
My week was uneventful, as usual. But I do want to give a shout out to my dad. Today is his birthday.
Oh,
happy birthday.
65 years old.
Okay.
Okay, happy birthday.
That's about it, I don't think I had anything. No, I don't be caring about what people say or do.
But sometimes you got to reflect on life, man. Like, I've been having like a really... since I started doing this show, I've been reflecting on life. And this show is kind of like therapy when you go through stuff. This show is like...
Well, you know what? I reflect on life and I'll be like, F them people.
But I feel like when you look at life and say F them people, you don't get better.
I feel better at that point.
Okay, that sounds instantaneous, and that sounds like instant gratification. That don't sound like anything that's gonna actually help you therapeutically. Yeah, don't let me get you again. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my boy too, on the cover of Triumph magazine, Cleveland magazine. My boy Philip Wheaton. I want to give a shout out to him. It's a lot of people that I know that's doing a lot of great things in the city, and I did join his gym this week.
How many gym memberships you got?
I got 3 gym memberships, and look like I got half.
This is a member of every gym.
I'm guilty. I got 2.
She got 2.
I got 2.
You got to go to the gym because you ain't got 2. What other gym membership you got?
I got Planet Fitness,
you
and
do.
I go to New Life.
Yeah, you do go to New
What's
Life.
up, New Life Fitness?
I forgot about that.
My New Life Fitness friend.
Yeah, I got to because it's for different things. Now I love Lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
I always loved Lifetime, but I left for 4 years because they pissed me off one day, and I was like, man, I ain't never coming back. And then I'm back. But and I like his gym too. And it's just when I go to his gym, it's like, dang.
How is
I see
this
everybody.
gym?
I know.
Like,
It's nice. It's nice.
Is it like?
It's
Is it nice? Is it?
But because
I think I got spoiled off of Lifetime.
You got spoiled.
I've had Lifetime
but
since
if
2010.
if you're a class person, it's better than Lifetime.
Okay.
If you're a social interaction person, it's better than Lifetime.
I go to the gym to work.
It's just that, but if you Lifetime is like more spaced out.
I think like different gyms serves different purposes.
Yeah, but his gym is really nice. It's really nice. It's clean. Yeah, it's like
state of the art.
Yeah, it's like
you've been there too?
Yeah, he went up there. Yeah,
it's real nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Shout out
to Philip Wheaton. I'm really, really, really proud of this dude. Known him since we were little kids, and that's my bro for life.
I also want to give a shout out to because I was actually in like 2 of his DVDs, like his step DVDs before when it was naturally gifted.
Oh, okay.
If my editing working and I can actually put these pictures on top, I'm gonna put a picture. Now, y'all gonna be like, "Dad, still you was skinny." I'm gonna put a picture when he first started. I used to be like his director of marketing when he started. He started Naturally Gifted, and I was man. You remember back then when I was director of marketing? Yeah. And I would put a picture. I look at the picture. I'm like, dang, I was skinny. I was smaller than him in the picture.
You ain't gotta. I'm listening to what you gotta say. You ain't gotta convince me.
No, I'm just saying you look like a hater. But so that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that.
Good job.
Yeah. And we do have when we get to talking about entertainment this week, we do want to talk about Johnny Filmworks because that has something to do with entertainment. He was on our show before. I wanted to talk about this doesn't have nothing to do with entertainment, but rehearsed behavior in the Black community. Threads becoming one of the fastest social media. We can talk about that. 50% of the U.S. beaches are contaminated. Tiffany Haddish used to crash weddings when she was homeless, and Dr. Catherine Roxanne Graw from Toledo. So those are the things that we're going to talk about for the entertainment. And as far as what I'm reading too, you want to talk about books, right?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, as far as what I'm reading,
enlighten us.
Okay, as far as what I'm reading, Chante, like she looking like no, because this is what you have to know about this book. This is disclaimer.
How many times you going to discuss this book?
I never discussed this book on the show.
Yes.
No, I didn't. I was supposed to, but I didn't do it. No, it was Jack. It was the book Jack. I didn't talk about this book. Remember, I was supposed to. I put us on everything. Okay. We were supposed. I had the book on the table. Who did the last person we had on the show?
We had Davey on the show.
Yeah, remember we didn't get a chance to talk about the book. The book was just sitting on the table. But this is a book. It's a New York Times bestseller. Disclaimer: it was written by someone Caucasian. It's called White Trash: The 400-year Untold History of Class in America. And it's not saying that white people are this. It's just a story on classism in America. It's just a story because it's like one of those. The title's like one of those shock things, like Surrounded by Idiots. Like it's just one of those shock things to make you want to read the book. So the book is just talking about class and capitalism and how we got here, and then the book is just a lot of. It just talks about like it starts like in the 1600s and talks about like the time of like Thomas Jefferson and people like that, and what's his name? Some of the presidents. The old
John Adams.
Yeah. It talks about, because right now I'm on Thomas Jefferson. I'm about to read that chapter. Talk about Thomas Jefferson, but the last chapter that I read was about Benjamin Franklin.
You said George Jefferson.
No, Tom.
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson. So that's what I'm reading right
George
now.
Jefferson.
White Trash: The 400-Year Untold History of Class in America by Nancy Eisenberg, co-author of The Problem of Democracy. So she writes like political literature. Okay, all right. What did you read this week? Okay, exactly.
Comments and captions on
read,
Instagram.
He read The Shade Room this week.
Yeah,
he read Hollywood.
I have a book that I actually read.
What book?
Please enlighten us, please.
It's called The Primal Teen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't have the author offhand, but The Primal Teen actually helps you to understand why, or the teenage brain, and why they do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they think more so off of impulse.
Mm-hmm.
And so it also explains, like, their frontal cortex, the front of the brain, is not fully developed.
Until 25.
Right. So that's, their brain's not fully developed. So they think off emotion, which is the back of their brain. So that's, sometimes they tend to do stupid stuff, or they don't think about it because they don't have the ability to think rationally.
That sounds like I just read What Happened to Me. What happened to you? The book What Happened to You is a discussion between Oprah Winfrey and a doctor, and it talks a lot about that.
Yeah.
And a lot of books that I read, because I read a lot of books about like human psychology and things like that, and a lot of books I read, it talks about stuff like that, because it gives you a continuous understanding of how we work as far as human beings, and how we work with each other in our relationships, and how we gather these relationships, and how different people are different in different relationships because of how their brain actually works. And a lot of it has to do with their experience, and with their experience it have to do with, like genetics too.
Yeah.
But,
well, it helps me understand, not only I have a teenage daughter, but also I teach teenagers. I have 9th and 10th graders. So it makes you understand why they do what they do, or act the way they act, or say what they say. It just helps you have a better understanding of the teenage brain.
so you are a teacher, right?
I am.
Okay.
Do you prefer teacher or educator? 'Cause I think educator sounds...
Well, I would say educator, and the reason being is because teachers have many hats. It's more than me just actually teaching somebody out of a textbook. Like, you literally have to be everything to them. Sometimes you have to be their mother. Sometimes you their psychologist. Sometimes you their Uber driver.
Yeah.
Sometimes you their coach.
Yeah.
So, and you're teaching them other than just, I teach ELA, which is English Language Arts, but it's more than just teaching them English Language Arts. Sometimes I got to teach them something about life skills, something that has nothing to do with the book. So, yes, I prefer educator because I educate them on a whole plethora of things that have nothing to do with just the actual content area that I teach.
That sounds more fitting. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of your job though? Like, what's the
I think just building a rapport with my kids. It's like I said, it's more than me just teaching them out of a textbook. Like, actually having an actual relationship with my kids, understanding where they come from, like a background, knowing their background, being able to reach them. If they feel like you care and you can relate to them, then they're going to do whatever you need them to do in the classroom. So if they don't think you care,
and kids pick up on it.
They know. They know if you care, they know if you don't care. So if they think they know you care about them, even if I sit there and I fuss at them about something, they know that I'm not just doing it to be doing this, because I actually really care about them. So they'll perform the way I need them to perform in the classroom just off of that.
What about your relationship with the parents of the kids? Like,
and that's important because but I've been teaching for 20 years, so you got some parents I've never met ever. And then I have some parents that are very, very much so involved. So it's important to have the parents to be involved, because then you have that additional support and you're making sure that kid is going to do what they need to. But then you have some parents, some kids they either don't know their parents, or you got some parents that are in prison, or they're not living with their parents, they're living with their grandparents or their aunt or their cousin. So it's just hit or miss with the relationship with the parents. You know?
Have you ever got into it with like a parent?
Of course.
Cause
I mean, when you're doing it for 20 years, like you get a little bit of everything.
I need the real dirt on the teacher.
Oh, you get it. You know, it's a couple times when I forgot I was a teacher. So you know, sometimes you have to really.
So you done been like
woosah and be like, okay, because the
like
professionalism is this close to going out the door. But you know,
take your earrings out. Put your Vaseline
but luckily,
on.
I haven't. Luckily, ain't been to that point.
You have
right?
to take your tub ring out. Like
here on Thought OPPS, we don't promote violence.
No, we don't. So luckily, it hasn't been.
No, but it's a just in case. She took
Unless it's necessary.
Yeah, she just took her earrings out just in case. And then,
yeah.
We're not promoting violence.
Oh my goodness.
I know we all used to. We can't promote violence, but it's just in case. You know, take your tongue ring out and just.
I don't have a tongue ring.
Okay, well, let's say you did. You would have to take it out. So, what grade do you teach again? You said
9th and 10th grade, ELA.
ELA. Okay, and you
English.
And you love English, right?
I do.
You love writing. Do you write?
I do.
Do you read a lot? Because you just said I read a book, and you know, are you? Because I know you don't have time.
Well, so majority of the books I do read are really like requirements. And reason being is because it helps me to teach them better. Mm-hmm. So it's like certain 9th grade, 9th, 10th grade, they have to have Shakespeare. Mm-hmm. Shakespeare is very boring. It's extremely boring. So I had to find creative ways.
It's one of the classics.
Yeah, but you have to find creative ways. Like nowadays, they have what you call the adapted versions. So like, if I read
my friend, go ahead.
Romeo and Juliet to them, they're like, what the heck? I don't know. They don't know like thou, thee, thus. You know, they don't know all those old English words, so I have to find a more creative way.
And does it involve rap music?
No, it does not. It does not.
There's nothing.
I know you have.
And there's nothing.
Your thoughts about.
It's a running joke.
There's nothing wrong with rap music, but it's when it's just forced on you, like that's the only form of art that there is. And then the thing about rap music is rap music comes with a lot of trauma, and some of it is unnecessary trauma, because I feel like living in America and being black in America, you have mainly you have this idea of mainly who you are as something based on trauma.
Can I,
go ahead.
No, I'll just finish your point because I want to say something before I forget. But go ahead.
Okay, but it's something mainly based on trauma living in America. So when you talk to black people, it's like, and you have like a because that's not all we are. You know what I'm saying? It was like great black people, great writers, great entertainers, great. But then when you see this idea that they're trying to sell us, and most of them are not even like our own hue, are selling us an idea that this is who you are, this is all you are. And then some of these little kids from the suburbs, all they rapping, like go sit down. Yeah. Like you grew up in. Go ahead.
It's funny you say that. I want you to go ahead and finish your thought.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have a poll. I hope people don't get mad at what I'm about to say.
Show about to get canceled. Go ahead.
but just like, you know, how you said that you try to do different things so they can understand Shakespeare. One thing that kind of bothers me is like when I see, you know, people come or teachers coming up with alternative ways of teaching, and it always involves some type of rap music. It kind of like makes me feel like as us being black people, the only way we can learn something is like through rap music or through an alternative way. And I feel like there's a lot of kids. I know there's a lot of kids that don't get it, but there's some kids that can actually get it, and you don't have to use, you know, modern rap music or you know what I'm saying? Because
I got something to say too.
Because I just feel like
because familiarity is important to sometimes too. But go ahead.
But I feel like sometimes that kind of like I don't feel like you should, like I feel like it's dumbing it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
So. Funny you say that, because my 10th graders, I also had them in a class called African American Lit. And we did the Harlem Renaissance.
Okay.
So the Harlem Renaissance is more than just, it's jazz, it's writing, it's photography, it's acting, it's poetry. So they had a little bit of everything to understand what the Harlem Renaissance is. And it went from it started from the Great Migration on to the Harlem Renaissance. So, they knew about like the Cotton Club,
Okay.
and the Cotton Club, of course, there was no rap, so they actually learned about how they perform, like someone like Lena Horne, who performed during the Cotton Club, and they, saw how they danced, the dancing and the composing. I even showed them a snippet of Malcolm X when they were in Harlem. So it's multiple ways. I say that to say it's multiple ways to teach them, to get them to understand history and English and Shakespeare, other than just rap music. Of course, that's what they know, but here's the thing. Being a good teacher, you're supposed to expose them to things that they don't know. So it lets them have a broader idea of how to understand things.
Because me and him had a conversation earlier about something like that when I said you got to expose yourself to, when I told you when I was trying to get sober, and I limited myself to like, I gotta go get sober with black people, and I limited myself to just that because I'm black. And then when I opened my experience to something else, because it's a medical condition or whatever, and not just limited myself to like, only black people can get me sober. What happened? I've been sober for 19 years with the help of people that don't even look like me. And when I went to go get black people, and I'm not saying that black people don't help people. I'm just saying that my experience was they weren't like open to helping me, and I gave it a chance. They were like, I'm talking about, they have people lived around the corner from me, and I'd be like, and they were like going to the same places where I was going to try to get sober, and they'd be like, I'd be like, can I get a ride? And they were like sober for a while. They'd be like, trying to charge me gas money to go. I'm talking about walking to their house, or be like they can't rob me. But when the other people that didn't look like me, not saying that this is because of their color, they were like, when I would like offer them gas money, they'd be like, boy, if you don't get, they'd be like, what are you? I'm like, I'm helping you so it can help me.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like, even if you watch like older sitcoms, or you watch TV, I don't know what's on TV nowadays. It seems like every time when it's like, especially black people, it's like, every time they try to get us to learn something hard, let's put it in the rap version. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's just like,
what about? Because rap is really poetry.
And it's familiar.
So why don't you, if you translate it and go, okay, well let's do it in a poetry form. It's still rap music.
Yeah,
but it's exposing them to poetry, because there's hundreds of different types of poetry.
Because I feel like Eric's idea of the word rap, an idea of the word rap music is a negative idea.
No, it's not.
It is. It's got to be, because
I feel like you should be a little bit versatile, because what do you do when you get an educator that don't care if the kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go strictly by the book. Then what? Then what do you do?
See, it's different when you got. So us growing up is different from nowadays, because now they got the use of social media. They got the use of technology. Like, we didn't have that.
Everybody want to be an influencer.
So now we have to change up and kind of meet them where they are. As an educator, I'm going to have to put some type of technology in there. At some point, I'm going to have to find something that's kind of relatable. It doesn't necessarily have to be rap, but it needs to be relatable to them. In order for them, sometimes you got to meet them where they are, so they can expand to where you are, to get them to where you are. So, I mean, just going straight off the textbook, a lot of times you can't reach kids. Everybody learn different. Somebody may be more visual, somebody may be more audible. Like, it just depends on that person. So you have to be what we call differentiate. You have to be able to be versatile and meet that child where they are.
Yeah, because the reason why I say that is because, like, I work for a school district as well, and like, we have this thing where, like, right before school starts, like convocation day, so they brought a guest speaker, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he was a Caucasian gentleman, and I think he was down in Atlanta or somewhere, and he was showing, like, how he taught all these kids, different stuff, but he was teaching them how to do it through rap music, and I was sitting there thinking, like, okay, you got this Caucasian guy teaching kids and through rap music how to learn. I'm like, I just kind of feel, I don't know, sometimes I just feel like that's not the only way that you could teach kids. It's just through rap music, like you said, like you expose them to poetry, jazz, like stuff like that. That's something
and I feel like this conversation with the whole rap music and education, I feel like it's a deeper conversation where we could do a whole show about that, because I feel like the effects of rap music on the black community is it's so broad.
It's broad and it's also influential.
It's very influential. It's kind of like, because I remember back in the day, and y'all know me, I'm like the most calm, like, not calm, but I'm like, I ain't no thug. But I remember back in the day, I used to be listening to Tupac, and I felt like I wanted to pull my pistol out, and because it's so because the music is so influential. You know what I'm saying? It has it takes over your soul, and back in the day, a little something. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, when I used to, and you get outside of yourself, and you listen to enough negativity. You know what I'm saying? You like get. But I shouldn't have used Tupac as an example. But Tupac did used to have some songs that make you want to fight, and you get in a mood, because rap music can do that to you. But sometimes it can do something else to you too. And then the thing about rap music is it's a story, like you said earlier before we started. It's a story, just like rock music. Just like any other music, it's a story. It's just that rap music came around a time. And it was a lot of oppression in the black community, and it was their way of expressing what they're going through. Now it's kind of like it continues, but I get what you're saying. A lot of people just talking a lot of bull crap and like talking a lot of nonsense.
It's totally different compared to like in the 90s, where we just a lot of that, the raps was reality, like the stuff that they actually experienced. That's what I was saying. It's the whole storytelling situation with back in the 90s, they were literally telling their own story, versus now it's like some of it is kind of like I probably can make it. I could probably say something off a beat and it'll sell. And I don't rap.
Our show will probably only gonna get people that's 50 and over watching the show, because so much as Eric be dissing rap. Where your picket sign at?
Do you like 90s rap at all?
Yeah, but when you talk about when you talk about rap,
Chante, the funny thing, when he get in my car, like we go somewhere, like we go, I'm filming for the link. Him and Rick talk about, because I'll be playing the new school rap music. He be like, dude, you don't even seem like you listen to this.
So what? I'm just curious, like, what do you listen to?
I do listen to rap. I listen to a lot of older music. I very rarely listen
80s, 90s.
Yeah, I listen to like a lot of R&B. He listen
to Mel Torme.
I listen like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
He listen
R&B.
to Disney.
I listen to old school rap, and I listen to some new school rap. Like I listen like to Kendrick Lamar. I try to listen to people that have something to say. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Jay-Z.
I'm not a real big Jay-Z
fan.
He
know I'm a Jay-Z fan.
He know I'm a Jay-Z the other day.
Yeah, it's like he know I'm a Jay-Z fan. I know like every Jay-Z song.
I'm a Tupac fan.
I personally listen to everything. Like the only thing I really don't rock with is country music, but I do like I like yacht music. I know you listen to yacht music.
I probably have.
You know what yacht music is? It's like the Doobie Brothers. That's yacht music. Steely Dan. That's yacht music. You know what it is. You definitely know it. It's like, was it Michael McDonald and Kenny Lofton.
I listen to Carole King.
And then like Stevie Nicks.
Okay,
like that's considered
I know the
yacht
name.
music.
I know the name.
Stevie Nicks is like, I can't remember the group that she was with, but that's considered like yacht music.
He's a big hater of
70s.
rap music, and this is it's starting to annoy me.
All right, man. Okay, off this subject. So other than you being educator, you wear a couple other hats too. You're also a trainer and an entrepreneur. So you want to give us a little bit about your training, your entrepreneurs, what's your business, what you got going on?
Yeah, so as far as like training, and I know Mr. Steele knows about me training, because I've been knowing him for a very long time. So I've always
over 20 years.
I've been always in the gym, like always. I always worked out since I was in high school
too. So go ahead.
Just block him out.
So, I've always worked out since I was in high school, and I really got really serious about it about maybe 6 years ago. Like, again, I worked out since early 2000s, but, when I say serious, I actually did a show and decided I wanted to bodybuild. Okay. So I did a show, and I got extremely small.
It was real skinny.
Very skinny.
I'm talking about.
I lost like 60 pounds. Go ahead. I did my first show.
If she looked good though, if you like that, but go ahead. Go ahead.
I have to show you a picture.
Yeah, please send me the picture so I can put it up on there. Yeah, send me a picture. Yeah.
So I
Just black and
got
white. Okay.
I lost about 60 pounds
Okay.
to do my first show. However, I didn't place, so I definitely want to do it again probably
Okay.
next year.
So do you want to do it or are you going to do it?
Oh, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Right now, it's just anybody who knows about bodybuilding, it is a very selfish sport.
Yeah.
So, like, you literally are eating 6 times a day, like clockwork on schedule. You are working out in the morning, you're working out in the evening, 6 days a week, twice a day. Your social life is very limited. I mean, like, literally, you can't drink alcohol. If you're going out with friends, you need to eat right before you. So, it's very, very, very strict. And it's a lot of work. It's very intense, and that diet is it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
So it's an extreme diet, and so you definitely have to have 100% focus when you are deciding to do a show. You can't have any type of distractions because any distractions can kind of hinder you from looking your best for a show. So, and it takes, like, depending on where you are. So if I would make a decision today, I'm going to do it, I would need at least a year. To try, if I wanted to look my best, I needed at least a year to actually prepare for it. So,
about to get then again.
So,
yeah, I was very thin.
So now about your
entrepreneur. So I do some training on the side, but so my sorority sister and I, we just shout out to Delta Sigma Theta. So
I was waiting for you to throw that in
shout
there.
out to so a sorority sister of mine.
111906. Okay, go ahead.
We decided we were going to start a new business venture. So I've always made, like, beaded bracelets, and she does a lot of her desserts. So we do have our own separate businesses. Okay. But we just started a t-shirt business. So we're in construction of, doing our own, building our website and everything together. Okay. So this is one of the shirts that I actually made, we made together. Okay. Shout out to Tara Robinson. She's also an educator, so we work together.
Do I know Tara?
Yes, you do. She went to college.
She went to college?
Yes.
Yeah, what's up, Tara? Shout out to Tara. Tara went to college.
Yes.
Everybody in America.
We went to college together.
She is my co-worker. So she's also an educator as well, and she is my soror. So we decided we were going to do a t-shirt business together. It's pretty much centered around, we're both moms. We're both working moms, so it's kind of centered around that. Okay. And we came up with a couple of designs. 3 of our designs is more so centered around, like, we have some sports related, kind of sports inspired designs, and then we have some inspirational designs. So we want to kind of stick with those 2 for now, and then we're going to branch out. So
that sounds dope. I mean, I do t-shirts too. I got my own t-shirt business and everything, so I know the pain and suffering. And
I wore one of his t-shirts like 2 shows ago.
Yeah. I forgot who.
So we had to do a trade off.
Yeah.
So I wear your shirt, you wear mine.
Oh wow, that sounds very personal.
No, it's called supporting black businesses. That's what it is.
Support black business.
Supporting a black business. That's what we're doing.
Matter of fact, you're gonna have to put, like,
Okay.
My
we go put trade-off shirts. You take your shirt off.
Yes.
And I'll take my shirt off and wear yours. Oh yeah.
And the name of our business together is called Spark and Flow. So
be on the lookout for that when that comes. We always put everybody's stuff out. All the guests that's been on here, we always support.
Yeah, we support all the guests. We even support them when they leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, we like the Lick. We supporting the Lick. The Lick is filming right now, looking good. Eric done had a little scene the other day. It's funny. I got you saw that message, like somebody on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
In North Carolina sent me a picture of me on the Lick. She like, I'm watching it right now, and I'm like, oh my God.
I did watch it while we were doing cardio one day.
She was mad.
Like, you got killed off the show.
She was mad. She was mad. Like, kill my friend.
You the guy that killed my friend.
Then she's like, you can, like, actually act for real. She thought I could.
That's why I was like,
you can act for real. Why would they kill you?
I didn't want to do that for real.
Yeah.
Like, well,
hey, can you blame him?
You know I'm a writer on the show, right?
But
are you looking to get killed off? Are you looking to get killed off?
No, man, no.
Yeah, so because they're like,
my character is still ongoing, so please.
Yeah,
I saw you too. You did fairly well.
Yeah, you did fairly well.
You did well.
Yeah, if they gave me 2 lines, I probably would do good too. But
oh, was that not a good compliment?
So we are.
You did good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Right, but we are taking. We are taking a break right now. We're gonna regather ourselves. We take a break because that's a new thing that we're adding.
Yeah, we got a
new
format.
Because when in the future when we take breaks, we're gonna probably like have like a commercial, like and sponsorship and things like that. But we're gonna take a break. Let me take a break right quick and we'll be right back. All right, so welcome back to Thought OPPS. Took a little break real quick. Had to gather ourselves. We're going to be doing that moving forward on the show.
You ain't gotta.
Because I'm making sure.
We already discussed this. You ain't gotta keep looking over.
Just making sure you're still here. So, right now, you could have fell under the table and we wouldn't have noticed. They ain't never seen you stand up before, so they don't know. I'll quit.
I'm about as tall as Brian.
Yeah, I'm taller than the table. Okay, no, because I'm short too, kinda. But go ahead, Chante. We just playing. We just joking. Yeah, she about to take up for you. Golly, we just joking. She want to fight me now. But anyway, so
can you blame her?
So in entertainment news, and this is not. He hates that this part. This is not even all entertainment. But I want to give a shout out to Johnny Filmworks, who was on our show. Want to give a special shout out because New York Times. He was in the New York Times.
Not only Johnny Filmworks, but Hollywood and Cleveland, HWIC.
Which is Johnny Filmworks.
The whole crew,
which is Johnny Filmworks.
The whole crew.
The Tubi. They did a special thing on the New York Times about Tubi and how Tubi is rewriting black indie movies. Mm-hmm. Now I have an idea how I feel about this. Do you remember when they had it was like a bug? Do you remember when they had Netflix when Netflix first came out and Steven Spielberg all of them was like these people shouldn't get awards? Yeah. Look at Netflix now.
Yeah. I remember
that. Look at Netflix now. Netflix is going, and now it's like I do think that. I do see a big place in entertainment for independent films and things like because dude, even though because you know what I'll be watching the Jamaican bootleg movies and stuff. I ain't gonna lie, they Tubi because they be like, is it Tubi? Jamaican bootleg movies, Tubi ain't got nothing on now.
And that's all I watch is Tubi. I don't even have a Netflix subscription.
When somebody hit me up about a Tubi movie, I send it straight to E. Like,
cause I think I've been watching like 90% of those movies on there.
Yeah. Yes.
So are all those like independent? Every movie on Tubi is independent?
No.
They got regular like Hollywood.
But why go there to watch those? You go there to watch independent movies.
Yeah. So.
And then some of the movies like you'll be like, dang. Like, this is actually good.
Even some that's not too good, I still watch them. I still support.
You know? He's a Tubi. That's only because he be trying to get on the movies. I'm like, I want to be
next week.
So shout out to Johnny Filmworks. Now this is I don't know how this actually goes into entertainment, but it was a conversation I was having about being black in America, but we already talked about that.
We kind of touched that.
Yeah. So, but another thing is Threads. Are you on Threads yet?
Mm-mm.
Threads is the fastest social media platform ever, surpassing 100 million users.
It's over Twitter.
Yeah, 100,000 million in 4 days.
I heard a little bit of something about that on the news.
Eric loved Threads.
And I did hear about it actually was in competition with Twitter. I did hear that. Like, they kind of passed, I did hear
in competition with Twitter. They killing Twitter.
Yeah, well, I've heard that. I did hear something about that this week. So, I didn't hear any details.
You know, Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, they're
kind of like...
They're going to have a boxing match.
Zuckerberg,
they're going to have a boxing... That's a legend. That's a legend. No, they're not about to box for real. But Zuckerberg been training. He look like he ready for Elon.
You better put them hands on him.
I personally kind of want him to punch him, though.
Yeah, Elon.
Elon Musk. I kind of want him to punch him.
Yeah, he's really annoying. He's really annoying. He's one of the billionaires that's really annoying.
He does the most to me.
Yeah.
So.
Like me, I never used Twitter. I was never into Twitter, but I did sign up. I kind of like signed up with Threads because I don't like Elon Musk anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, Threads was fun like the first couple of days, but I I'm rarely. I'm an Instagram person.
You don't have that many followers.
Yeah, I don't. And plus, I don't have that many followers. So, hey, if y'all wanna, hey, help me out.
Yeah.
What is Thread? Like, is it like similar to Twitter?
Every day, my followers go up about over 100.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's similar to Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a Twitter page, but this is like a long time ago, and I don't even think I still have it. Like, I have not used it in years. So, and I usually just use Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, Facebook, they say it's for the older people, but you know.
Yeah, Facebook. Look at my. Okay, so 50% of the U.S. beaches are contaminated and unsafe for swimming. Mm-hmm. Who is surprised by that? No one. Yeah, that's
I can't swim, so I'm not getting in the water no time.
Yeah, I can't swim either, and I'm Jamaican and I can't swim. That now make no sense. But I have never swam, like never.
Well, you know, a couple years ago,
cause my parents was trying to leave the country when I was old enough. they was like they didn't pay no attention to me. I was the youngest. What you say?
I did a summer job with the YOU program, and one of our jobs was to clean the beaches. Like, literally the beach, like, and you'd be surprised what we used to see. Like, cause people would throw stuff, and like, it'd be stuff that came from the other side of Lake Erie, and it kind of got into shore. You know, so I actually, that's very, very believable. And then, you know, we have there is a garbage patch. I don't know if you know about that. It's like the size of Texas, and it's like in the middle. It's like
in the middle where?
It's in the ocean.
Oh, okay.
But it's between Hawaii and like California.
And it's a garbage patch?
It's a garbage patch because it's a current. And it actually, because people have been throwing trash in the ocean, it has made its way to this garbage patch. And the garbage patch is the size of Texas.
Wow.
It's that big. And it just kind of like, because of the currents, because of the currents, it's just there.
Yeah, probably a couple of those North Korea missiles.
Right. All right, the next topic is Tiffany Haddish crashing. She said when she was homeless, she used to crash weddings.
I can believe her. I can believe that. She seemed like the type
that
would do
you
that.
You gotta do what you gotta do if you're trying to feed yourself.
Yeah, you gotta get how you live.
Cause I ain't homeless and I'm thinking about crashing because there be some good food at weddings.
Yeah, and plus when it's wedding, everybody be licking
like
up
you would
anyway.
do that.
I would never.
Bold. Like I don't know.
But let me ask y'all the question. Now y'all know me, right?
In.
Y'all know me, right? Y'all know that I'm very I'm very loquacious.
You probably blend in.
And I talk to people like, could y'all see me doing that? Though?
Yes, I can see.
Like showed up at a wedding, like don't know nobody, but everybody my best friend when I'm leaving.
I can see you doing that.
You like,
blend
who's
in.
annoying cousin? And like, he ain't ours, on our side.
When people act like they your cousin, when you go somewhere and people like, and they act like they know you. You know why people do that? Because they're about to ask you for money. So don't ever play along. They're about to ask you for money. So don't ever play along with that.
Yeah, I can see it happening.
Now, Dr. Catherine Roxanne Groff from Toledo, her license was taken. She was on TikTok just being a TikTok doctor, being a Dr. TikTok, new generational doctor on TikTok, showing her practice and things that she do as far as her medical profession, which makes absolutely no sense. I mean, why are you on social media if your practice is something to make people make people happy about themselves? But a lot of doctors do that now. The TikTok is like a doctor's office.
Well, wasn't she actually working on people?
Yeah. It's just weird. Yeah, but it's a lot of that. It's not just her. It's not just her because they know that social media. Everybody want to be seen.
But I think a lot. Some people. There was a few people, or whatever, that got infections and got sick from her practice too. So, but I don't.
Did they have losses behind it, or she probably may have signed some type of disclosure?
Would you ever get some work done?
No. Well, I'll take that back. I would get. It's not surgery though. It's like cool sculpt.
Okay, I was talking about surgery.
But I wouldn't get surgery.
Yeah, okay, because you just flipped up and something.
Hey,
it's the similar though.
Oh, okay.
It's non-surgical, but it's still a procedure.
Okay, go ahead, procedure.
You know me. I'm like, hey, whatever people choose to do.
Would you ever get some work done?
You know what? I probably would.
What would you get done?
I
mean, you said you would get some work done, so what would you get?
Man, I'll probably get some legs.
See, the reason why I say it's cool scope because it frees.
You would get the tall.
So I would do
you
that.
you get the tall thing for real.
No, I'm just.
He didn't say that.
Oh, I thought.
You think
No, people are really doing that now.
You know, I heard that on the radio. Somebody literally got.
Yeah, dude is like
got himself taller.
They say he's 6 inches taller. That's a lot.
Yeah, but I'm in the belief that's what makes you happy. You got to do what makes you happy. I'm not opposed.
That stuff too new to be trying.
But some people go to the extreme.
Yeah, that stuff too new.
Not to the point where it makes you like abnormal, or you get because some people are addictive to it. You know, and it just kind of like it makes them look. It doesn't look normal to me. So
mind my business.
So if this dude come up in here, he like 6'3", I'm like, bruh, that ain't that.
NBA next.
Yeah, okay. Our topic for today. So Chante, need to say, Eric, you need to explain to her how this actually works.
Okay.
So what we do is right now we have 3 topics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna read off the topics. Got numbers next to them. I'm gonna put the numbers in a bowl, and since you're the guest, you're gonna reach in the bowl, pick the topic. And that's what we're going to talk about. So, you got it?
Okay.
So, topic number 1. Want me to read it slow?
Yeah, read it slow.
Frustration from dealing with those around us. Topic number 2. Is being too forward helpful or hurtful? And topic number 3. Subcultures in the black community. And if we pick that, I'm talking about rap music.
You about to get kicked off this show because all my rap brethren's.
I know it do because I know it irritates folks. So. That's what I'm a thought out.
He don't talk about rap music.
Yeah, I hope.
I'm a thought out.
I know he gonna talk about rap music, whatever we talk about. He's like, that's rap music. What was her name? What was her name? The lady that was that Tupac was beefing with. What was her name?
What?
She was a politician. I can't remember her name.
Dolores Tucker.
Yeah, Dolores Tucker. I'm gonna start calling you.
Dolores Tucker.
I'm gonna call you Donald Tucker, her son. You're gonna be Donald Tucker. Yeah, see Dolores Tucker. Okay, let's go ahead and pick. My mother told me to buy this book, and she heard about this book. It's called The Devil in the White City. I don't know what it's about though. She just kept saying, read a book. I don't know why I put it on the table.
How you gonna tell your mom? Never mind.
Cause she said she explained. I was tired when she was explaining what the book was about.
You gotta open it up.
You gotta open up
like a fortune cookie.
Yeah.
That's what we gonna talk
about. You gotta eat it.
Number 1.
Topic number 1: frustration from dealing with those around us. So, you want me to start off, or you want to start off?
I mean, you can start off. I mean, it don't matter. Because I know you're about to talk about me. But go ahead.
So so a lot of times dealing with people, especially the people that's closest to us and the people that's around us, we get frustrated from either something that they say or something that they've done to us. So what do you typically do to try to deal with that frustration? Do you think there's a way that you could avoid that frustration by, probably like just eliminating that person and, just kind of just give some insight on what you can do, dealing with people that, frustrate you? Because, I mean, you get frustrated every day with people that's around you. It might be some of your students, children, parents, family members.
I saw something earlier. Was that today or was that yesterday? Because I was telling you about. I saw something, and this fall right in line with this. I saw a video on Instagram, and it was a young lady and I wrote it on my Facebook too. She said that sometimes you would see someone cut somebody off, right? And you'd be like, why do they cut them off for something so stupid? But you want to know what sometimes mainly it is? It's the last straw.
Yeah.
That's that person's last straw. And then sometimes you have to separate your. This is what I'm dealing with. Sometimes I feel like, or this is what I deal with sometimes. I feel like if you're the smartest person in your peer group, you need to find a new peer group.
That's true.
Because sometimes you some people I be feeling like I'm starting to feel like I spend a lot of time being around a lot of people that are dumb. and that are like stupid, and they want to talk about nonsense, and they have no substance to their life and no substance to conversation. And you know I'm a very friendly person, and I wouldn't say that I'm nice. I would say that I'm a kind person. I'm a kind person. So
very outgoing.
So it's kind of like I just be like some people. I just be like, man. I'm starting to realize like I'll be kind for no reason, because if somebody's stupid, or I shouldn't say stupid, because if somebody is not emotionally mature enough, as well as mentally capable of understanding kindness, you just need to just separate yourself from those people. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be a continued behavior.
Yes.
Because sometimes people be like, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes people be like, they quick to forget what the hell you done did for them.
Oh, what?
Of course.
I don't have people like stay with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have people like somebody died, they come talking to me about stuff like that, and they family, and then I'll be like telling them something like, yo, you know, like I'm, you know, not even like I'm going through this, but telling somebody I don't feel like hearing about that. Like, nigga, when you ain't had nowhere to stay because you know, because you grown with roommates, you know, so you staying at my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be sick of people, like, for real, because people don't know how to, Eric, like, you talking personal. No, but I'm just, because I deal with that a lot. People quick to forget, and I know that a lot of, you've said that before, and other friends have said that before, that I'm too nice to people. Too, you know, let them feel, I'm not nice, too kind to people, because I talk about you all day. And still make sure you eat. You know what I'm saying? And I talk about you all day and still make sure, you know, I help your kids. Y'all talk about you all day and still make sure, you know what I'm saying, certain things happen for you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure, you know, you got a resume. Make sure you get that job. Make sure, you know, I write that letter for you to get your son, because, you know, or you know, like, you know, like during the pandemic, like, you know, like I don't talk to you anymore like that, but I understand that you are working your own business, and I'm still working. I'm gonna send you money. Like I had like somebody like I was sending this person money because, and not saying that they owe me anything. Because I know that they were independent. They had an independent business, and I was still working, and I can, you know, I'm not poor. So I was sending this person money. But that person is very grateful and will always be a grateful person. Because a lot of times when you do that, I ain't going to lie, man. Some of these black dudes, I don't know if their mama make them like that when you help out your friends. But they be like females. Like acting like they first supposed to take care of them.
So basically, so now you say, so since these situations happen, it's frustrating you. And it's like, you know, causing, I don't want to say turmoil, but what are you learning to do? Like, are you learning just to cut these people off?
I've been cutting people off a lot here lately. I've been cutting people like completely off out here lately. And people like, well, you need to people be like, you need to talk to them and let them, like, you talk to people all the time. Like, you know, they know. People be knowing what they be doing.
Yeah.
Even stupid people be knowing what they be doing. People be knowing what they be doing.
You like that stupid word?
Yeah, I need to stop saying that word. Like, no, seriously, because you like, but yeah, dumb, ignorant people. But I do find that, like, yeah, I don't know, man. I just be, and then people be like, and people are really, I don't know. People are like, well, you do comedy, and how do you do comedy and you have emotions? That's not really an emotional. There's a difference. There's a balance in life.
I think a lot of times when you do comedy, people just expect nothing.
They think
to,
you always happy.
Like nothing is. Like you're supposed to be like even like I know you do comedy, but me and you have serious conversations. Me and you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
like,
you're not stupid.
Yeah, but I mean. But
me and Chante have serious conversations. Like, and that's why you know. We've known each other this long because she's not an idiot.
So what about you, Miss Chante?
Well, just listen off to both of you all. I think if you frustrated with certain people around you, more than likely they're toxic. They're toxic people. And just kind of going off what you were saying, that you ever thought you might be a codependent. So what I mean by codependent, because I'm guilty of that. Codependent feels like, you know, you're naturally a humanitarian. So you feel like you have to help. You have to do this. You want to be able to, you know, make this person happy. You want your friends to be in the same type of situation you are, or even you want to support them so they can be better. And some people don't appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Some people look at it like, oh, they know that you're nice. They know that you want to do this, so they take advantage of it, which,
That's so
you know,
true.
so, which makes them toxic, you know. So a
Yeah.
lot of times you have to kind of deal with them from afar, you know, you kind of, so what I've done in my experiences is to kind of like, I kind of read people up front, you know, I kind of pick up on stuff, and it took a long time for me to actually do that, because again, I've been guilty of that too, just feeling like I want to help somebody else out. And so when you have people who are toxic, they tend to attract, or they target you when they know that you're that type of person. So when you pick up on certain cues, and they're always needing, or they're always in a rough spot, or they're always negative, they never, you know, they want you to support them, but they never support you. Or if you got something going on, they never have nothing positive to say, you know. So you pick up on those things, say, you know what, I'm just going to stop telling my left hand what my right hand is doing. So I'm just going to kind of leave it alone and work quietly and kind of lead them where they are, because you always want to surround yourself around positive people. If they're not making you better, and vice versa, then that's not the circle you want to be around. You want to be around people who can give you resources and build your network, and vice versa. So I try to, like, you know, kind of step back or kind of step away from those
Do you know you just described a narcissist?
Exactly.
Yeah, like, and that was
and usually the toxic people they usually attract codependents. People who are codependent, who like to help, they actually target those type of people. So a narcissist, they're always in need of that attention. They want, you know, they want you to do for them, but when it's time for you to actually have that type of support, then they don't think about you.
And the funny thing about what's that book that I read, the narcissist, the book about the red and white book that I always be talking about.
Just refer.
Yeah, okay, whatever. A book that I read is about narcissism, but the thing about narcissists is they don't like being around stupid people. They don't like.
No, you're right.
They don't like stupid people. Because guess what? Because you're supposed to take care of them. So they try to find. So you should probably take a compliment today. Like, but
they're manipulators too. They try to manipulate.
They try to find
the
people that
situation.
are
Right.
really smart and know how to. Because I read that in the oh my god, I can't remember the book. I read so many books. I don't even know the title of the book. Well, go ahead. Talk about whatever book you read or whatever. Go ahead.
I read Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, you look like that.
I'm gonna take this from another perspective. What frustrates me, especially like when you're doing stuff like either, you know, like with our YouTube channel, our business and everything.
Subscribe, like, and share. Go ahead.
There's a rapper that I follow. He's from Vallejo, California. His name is Lil Russell. And what kind of frustrates me is when I see him, like, he kind of built his brand, and he has his friends and his family backing him. So not only because he holds concerts in the back of his parents' house in the backyard or whatever. So they hold concerts. They have their own merchandise where, you know, they print out their stuff. Like, this person has this person has this person ships out the stuff. So it's a whole team effort. And it kind of frustrates me because you see that type of stuff and you would think, like, you know, especially us in the black community, we have more than that. We could, you know, advance a little more. And it frustrates me when I see some friends and some family, they'll support other people. Like, I'll be on social media. I see that they'll go to this person's business. They'll like this person's post. But then every time I post something, I get no likes. I get no shares. And it costs nothing to do that. Yeah. So, you know, I do have people that support me. So with my frustration, I'm trying to focus more on the people that support me, because I'm not, and me and you had this discussion earlier today, like, I'm not the type of person, I'm not going to force you or ask you to buy something. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to let you make the decision. But it frustrates me when I see you supporting other people and putting money in other people's pocket, and then when it comes to me, you're not helping me out. Or I know you listen to podcasts and you ain't even watched one YouTube episode. So now I'm trying to, with my frustration, I'm trying to focus on the ones that do support me, the ones that do look out for me, like you. You know, you brought me on the lick. every time when you do something, you always include me. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't even known you that long. Right. And it's like, it's crazy that, you know, you can meet somebody that you haven't known that long, and they can look out for you, and you have people that's been in your life, even family members,
sometimes
all your life,
members,
and it's just like, I can't even get a share.
Sometimes your biggest supporters is people you don't know, your strangers.
Right. I've seen that, especially through social media. Like what I do, like you know, how many times I've been to like go to one of my comedy shows, and I'm like, what the hell? Like I didn't even know you like my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because they never would like, they would like probably put like a laugh face at the bottom of your stuff. Then they actually come to your show. It was like most of my people that came to my show were people that I didn't know.
Yeah, like you know, like my buddy. I got a buddy. What's up, Bo? Like my buddy. Hey, I don't even ask this dude. He chop up clips, put out clips of our show. You know what I'm saying? He's forever posting. Forever,
you know who else is like that too?
Who?
Nazy.
Yeah, Nazy. Oh yeah, Nazy is excellent. Yeah.
It's funny because she posted Chante coming, so I'm like, why Chante keep posting she coming to the show?
Yeah.
Then I told Nazy, I was like, Nazy, I thought you was Chante reposting the show.
Oh, somebody posted me?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm thinking you posted Chante. I'm thinking Chante to posted it again, and that's awesome because she's a female. Because most females be like, I ain't posting no other.
That's true.
I ain't posting no other female stuff, and she reposted Chante's interview, and I was like, Nazy just always been like that. She's a very sweet person, like always been like that.
Thank you, Nazy.
Thank you, Nazy.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. That's how I'm trying to deal with my frustration. And it's to the point where I don't even say anything to anybody anymore because it's just like if you say anything, 9 times out of 10 it's an argument. You know, it's like
it's not even worth it.
It's not even worth it.
Going back and forth with somebody.
I don't know, man. I'm just to the point where I just need to just structure my life to be around positive energy. And a lot of times we don't have a lot of positive energy in our community because we don't believe in therapy and like helping ourselves.
Yes, you are right.
And helping ourselves and understanding who we are. Because, you know, like, before, in the past, I used to be like, you got to be around these people because you've been around these people. Now it's kind of like, I ain't got to be around nobody but people that make me happy. Not even your family.
My dad said, because you was talking about therapy, he says, white people go to therapy, black people go crazy.
Right.
Because a lot of them in our community, they feel like, I'm not going to therapy. You don't want nobody judging you and stuff, but it's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's nothing wrong with talking to somebody else, you know.
It's just like even with the whole, like when I talk about getting sober and stuff like that, I would never talk about that in the past because how people look at it. You know what I'm saying? But now it's kind of like, this stuff done saved my life. You know what I'm saying? It done saved relationships. It done saved a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I could be a bum out on the streets. You know what I'm saying? I got a house. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I could have been dead. I was in a coma for 7 days. Car accident, drinking and driving. But it wasn't that accident that got me started. It was the one that put me in jail. I was like, I can't do this. And I was like, I got that DUI. But I've been in 9 car accidents drinking and driving. 9 car accidents. And then 9 car accidents. One of the car accidents, I almost ran off the 480 bridge.
Oh my!
I was right. You know the part where the 480 bridge, almost ran. That's where the police found me. Ran off the 480 bridge.
Oh my God!
I had 16 staples in the back of my head from the accident. Put me in a coma. I was in a coma for 7 days. I was in the hospital for a month and a half.
But see, I mean, you telling your story.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a testimony.
Exactly.
It's a testimony.
I mean, like I try to, like, even if people don't want to listen to it or listen to what you have to say, I try to find the ones that will. You know, and just like, you know, if I say something, if I try to talk to somebody and I feel like they're not receiving or I'm getting what I need back from them, I'll just leave it at that. I won't say nothing else, and then I'll find somebody else to talk. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of times, like, we just want to talk about nonsense. I can't deal with people that just want to talk about nonsense. Talk about things that are so superficial and just so... And a lot of younger people, like when you talk to like younger people, that's all they be wanting to talk, because they have this idea of social media and like and their only idea of career is influencer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and they see what's on social media, they think it's real. And a lot of times, these people, they flossing and everything. A lot of times, their lives is nowhere near what they're showing.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to be an influencer, but everybody can't be an influencer.
Right. Yeah.
Because there's other, you know what I'm saying? They don't understand that how life and civilization works is that there are people that does different jobs, different things. Right. Everybody that say, I want to be an influencer don't become rich.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But look at all those people that you think rich that filed for bankrupt. Like what? One of the housewives. What, I don't know.
Tony Braxton. At
yeah,
one point,
you know,
she
like
filed chapter.
Yeah, so they were still rich though.
But
those are bad examples.
TLC.
They were still rich. I mean,
they were broke.
I'm talking about. But they always bounce. Those people can always bounce back. I'm just talking about these people that don't have anything now. And they sleeping on an air mattress, and they trying to make it seem like they doing something that they really not doing, and giving people a bad idea of reality. I like even like when we would be like, I remember when we was taping this show, and then this one dude kept saying, telling people don't go to college. How do you know so much about something that you never did?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I hear black people say, don't go to college. Don't go to college. You don't have to go to college. Tell them that you don't have to go to college. Yeah. But if there's something that you want, I don't want my doctor not going to college. Yeah. Right. I don't want my lawyer not going to college. Mm-hmm. I don't want my teacher for children not going to college. Yeah. There's different. Everybody just will have this big general idea where everybody's supposed to be, who everybody's supposed to be, and they be loud. They've been the loudest people on social media, the loudest ones that got this big voice of unreason.
So the better phrase or the better thing to say is college is not for everybody. But everybody should have some type of post-secondary training. It doesn't have to be college. It can be vocational. They can go to cosmetology or barber school. They can go to the military. Whatever fits you. They can get a CDL license and be a truck driver. So they don't necessarily have to go to college, but they need to do something to make themselves successful, better.
To be productive.
Right.
Because I feel like at the end of the day, we all are looking for something. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's looking for success too. Something to feel that they're successful at. And how you get your fulfillment is through being a part of society. Yeah. And I know that it's like not, I know we're all acting. Like when they say, how that person act? Like nobody, like we'll be like, they keep it real. Because sometimes keeping it real go wrong. When you keep it too real, when you keep it too real, it goes wrong sometimes. Yeah. So you got to know how, and you got to just. I feel like a big thing to remember is just understanding how you affect other people. Yeah, and that'll help you.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna end my portion on just saying that when that frustration comes, I mean we are human, and in that moment, it gets to us, but you just have to find a way to focus on something else. Just get rid of that frustration. Try to focus on something else, like working out, or finding the ones which is hard because you always want to focus on the negative. But I'm trying to focus on the positive.
Go to Saks and buy a new essential
sweatshirt. And just try to put my energy in the ones that help me and build me up. So
surround yourself around positive people.
Positive people. Now we about to. Okay, go ahead. Anything else you want to say? We really enjoyed having you here today, Chante. This is one of my favorite shows.
Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie, but it's like that every week.
He gonna say that.
No, it was. That's my friend, so it's a good show. So shut up. He wear many hats, but they all because he's bald headed. He don't want nobody to see. He don't want nobody to see his head. Like I don't care.
If you follow me on social media, you see I'm bald.
Yeah, and my name is Still Biz, and thank y'all for tuning in to another episode.
EJ Briz.
Yeah.
Chante Spencer, Flow Fit Nutrition.
Follow, share, and subscribe, and we are out, baby.